in Shapeshifter of Rathe, so it's going to be a little bit different. I'm here with Caralina.
Hello.
#1 cosplayer.
Allegedly.
And Iain Kenderdine, Right Time Gaming, and the Meme King. So we're all here at the Melbourne Calling, and we participated in the cosplay competition yesterday. And we're between us all, we've been doing side events, and I did the calling. So basically, we're going to use this to reflect on our weekend and how we feel things went. And so we'll start with like traveling and so forth. You traveled with a particularly big piece of prop. How did that go?
Yeah, so I traveled with very, very big wings. I don't know the exact dimensions of them right now off the top of my head, but they're pretty wide. They're about they go out to here, arm's length. I essentially, when I was putting them together, I didn't take into account traveling with them. So what I had to do to travel with them, I used them as a carry-on because I wasn't gonna spend money on an oversized bag. That's a stupid idea. But what I did was just essentially fold them in half. They're made out of wire on the inside.
Yeah.
So I knew that the integrity wasn't going to get ruined if I had just folded it in half. Sure, the other parts would get ruined, but that's fixable. And so I folded it in half. And then when I got here, I just fixed whatever was broken. And I ended up bringing all of the things I needed because I knew they were going to be broken when I got here. So it was fine.
And you're saying you put it in
I put it in a garment bag. Yep.
Yeah, which I think that's the
trick.
trick.
Yeah. So I put
ask them to hang it.
I put it in a garment bag, and I made sure it was thin enough to put overhead and long enough, or whatever the dimensions were correct, to put in the closet.
Yeah.
I
think that's the real.
Yeah. Most American airlines do not let you use the closet, so I had to make sure I was able to put it in the overhead also. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And so how was the putting them back together when you got here?
Not hard at all. It took me really an hour to fix everything that was broken. There's very minimal damage, so I was really happy about that. But yeah, it really wasn't that hard. I kept trying them on and putting them back, and trying them on and putting them down, and I think the amount of times I put them on for testing, they ended up breaking. But it's fine. They held up long enough.
Right. Yeah.
Long enough.
And you got around the whole getting them broken by collecting the stuff and bringing it with, right?
So pretty much, my costume was my backup costume, because what I wanted to do, I couldn't get to a level that I wanted to use it. So I came up with a backup idea, and instead of trying to do it all at the last minute before I flew out, it was just get the stuff together. And we were lucky enough that we had space to do a little bit of crafting the night before. So
this lovely area behind us, glue guns and setup was great. My mask, I packed it in such a way, but I was like this much too long for the box, so it curved. So I had to do some repainting when I got here, but I brought paint pens and things to do that. Unfortunately, slightly off on colour, but because of the lighting of the way the mask goes, it wasn't too bad. So luckily, being able to pack 3 dresses around it made a huge difference. Yeah. So that's just 3 different ways to bring things. I had a hard case, which is always preferable when you've got props, right?
Yeah, I don't have a hard case. I just throw it in the bag and hope for the best.
And I mean, the most of your costume was fabric, and then there was the hand pieces, which looked really cool.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say most of my costume was the dress. I would say that most of
most of that wasn't the wings was the fabric, right?
No, I'd say most of the costume was the armor.
Oh yeah.
Because it was about 1, 2, 3, 6 pieces of armor.
Oh yes.
8 pieces of armor.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of my work was in my armor.
I mean, I was thinking bulk wise rather than
No, armor.
Armor
Bulk-wise.
still took more bulk.
Oh, yeah, armor
Yeah.
still took more bulk. The dress I threw in my backpack.
Oh,
Yeah. But, shipping, like getting armor over here and stuff like that, especially when you only have enough space for certain things. I mean, you have to get rid of some things, and I got rid of clothes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
most of my luggage is very full, but also very light because most of it is foam. So.
Yeah.
Which is a bonus because you don't want to pay that overweight luggage.
Exactly.
Especially
It's always on the line when you've got playing cards, right? That cards take up a lot of weight.
Yeah. Oh, I always put that in my backpack too.
Yeah.
Anything heavy, I'll just put on my back like a pack mule.
Now the other question I wanted, you had an interesting time when you got here at customs trying to.
Oh yeah, I got pulled apart. I got pulled away by border control.
Yeah.
They saw my bags, and I mean, a garment bag with wings in it. It's like it's hard, and I'm holding it sideways, and so it looks suspicious. And they're like, "Hey guys," and I'm like, "Hi, mind following me into this room?" And I'm like, "Yep, I assumed this was gonna happen." But it was fine because one, I'm not suspicious. Well, I am suspicious, but one, I'm innocent.
Yeah.
And second, and two, I got to skip the entire customs line. So.
Well,
That's
that
actually-
is a bonus,
That is
right?
a bonus
Exactly.
because we just
Yeah.
went through
Customs was.
the terminals to get the fast gate were down for us, so it took us an hour to get to customs.
Yeah.
So life hack: look suspicious at the airport, you'll skip the lines.
Just don't act suspicious because
No.
you might end up like.
Act suspicious at the airport, but not too suspicious.
Don't be yelling bomb.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then you've had more of a chance to have a look around when you've arrived here. What's your feels of this area like?
It's really pretty. It's very. If I had to compare it to a city, actually no, I not that. It's very chill. It's not like New York. It's like one of those middle big towns, one of those middle big cities that we have in America. We have a lot of those, really.
Yeah.
Like a Midwest big city, I guess you could say, and I really enjoy it. It's very chill. I really enjoy the free public transit, which is something we don't have in America.
Yeah.
I just enjoy walking around in this city, and cities in America, a lot of them are unwalkable.
Oh.
So it's really nice. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Have you had to get used to watching for the cars going the other way?
No, really. No, I haven't actually.
Yeah, it's my first trip besides a really big trip out of New Zealand. So Melbourne kind of feels like Auckland in some ways for me, like because it's all kind of closest together and it's the same kind of vibe. Because Auckland may think it's big, but it's not really that big, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's big for what we've got.
It's big for what we've got, and so I felt it's been a very good trip for me. It's like a stepping stone because I really would like to go to other events, but I'm gonna have to do some serious fundraising. But yeah, so as far as a stepping stone for events, this one's been like a medium-sized event, which I think is good for people who want to try and cosplay at a calling, because it is a good place to start getting into things like that.
No, definitely. It's very nice. I've thoroughly enjoyed the event. I thoroughly enjoyed the city. I've been doing a lot of walking around. I've been doing a lot of touristy sightseeing things, so it's really nice. I don't really get to do that whenever I'm at FAB events, but I'm in Australia, so I'm going to walk around. I'll give up half a day to walk around the city and see what's happening. So yeah, I'm having a good time.
Yeah. So how are you finding your tripping? I mean, you haven't been to Oz for a little bit. Was it much different to the last time?
Well, it's probably been 20 years since I've been in Melbourne, so a little bit different. But yeah, Oz is Oz. I hate to say that as a Kiwi. I've always enjoyed coming out to Australia for events. Before Flesh and Blood, many years ago, I used to play a game Versus System by FABtcg, which was the Marvel DC game. In fact, that is the game where I met James White, and that's where my sort of friendship with James came from, like 15, 20 years ago. So that's been cool. And they used to have what they call 10K events, which are the equivalent of callings, and they used to have them quite frequently here in Oz. So traveling for card games to Oz is something that I used to do quite a bit back then, and it's been really cool because a lot of the ex-Versus players from back then have taken up Fab now, so it's sort of like a little bit of a reunion, getting to catch up with people like Jonathan Louis and like Keegan and Darren and stuff like that, all ex-Versus players. Has been really cool, and yeah, it's been fun, and although I must admit, Melbourne, everyone tells me about their great coffee culture, and I'm like, I don't think it's as good as you think it is.
I mean,
So it's not bad. It's not bad, but like the way people have been talking about Melbourne coffee to me, I haven't yet had this amazing coffee that they've talked about.
To be quite frank, though, I mean, you probably have a better brief to judge, right?
Well, it's my job, so yeah.
Yeah. But that leads quite well into, so what did you do for your cosplay for the cosplay competition?
So as I said before, this was my backup idea, and I love a pun. I love play on words. So I went with Zipper Hit, which is a play on Zipper Hit with the instead of the baubles. So instead of the baubles, we made these little Zipper Hit coffee cups for the props, and did
Actually,
this.
it's so funny.
Yeah, it's great.
So funny.
It was great.
Matt loved this.
It was cool. Again, very much I was like, I don't want to travel with a weapon in my luggage because stopped in customs and stuff. But it's super. And this is the thing, it's not overly complicated, but I like the idea, and to be fair, having seen some of the photos, I actually think pulled off the look of
it looks so good. No, it actually looks so good.
It really well. So yeah. So that's that, and as I said, I just was not wanting to travel with a weapon, so that's like when I was making decisions of ideas, of things that I wanted to try in cosplay. I was always looking for something that I don't have to explain an axe or a gun or a sword in my in my luggage. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I've traveled with weapons before, but it's like I had a bow and arrow one time that I had made. I made it out of PVC pipe and foam, so it's like soft, but also like when it was made out, it was made out of PVC, and so the way that I did it, I made it so it was able to actually recoil like a bow.
Yeah.
So what I ended up doing with that is instead of scaring people, I just cut it in half.
Yeah.
And then put it back together. I made sure that there was, so I had a handle right there. I cut it in half at the handle, and I told them this was a bow and arrow, and I put it on as a carry-on in my luggage in a garment bag. So
which I think I will do next time I take a bow with me, because last time taking a bow was a hideous thing. Can you tell us a bit more about which costume you did? I mean, I'm gonna chuck photos and see, so talk about your character.
I did Avalon, Archangel of Archangel of Rebirth. There it is. Avalon, Archangel of Rebirth, and so all of the angels, I really enjoy the aesthetics of all of the angels. I like Avalon because it's fairy-like, and fairies are just my thing. The first ever costume I technically made myself was a fairy, and it looked so bad. Oh, it looked so bad.
That's the wings... just you looking back, right? So
no, even
it wasn't bad at the time.
At the time, it was still bad. Yes, because the wings were falling off, and they were tiny. They were this big. Now they're this big. So I like going back to things that I've done before and making them better now. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make this. And I made it in a week. And so I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I also love blonde. I want to be blonde. So I do blonde characters.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Blonde, I do it.
Yeah, my character was the contest the minefield, and I kind of just spent a lot of time on the mask, and it's like 2 masks put together with bits and pieces added to it. But then I went to my dress, and I had a few hiccups making that dress. My sewing machine attachment that holds the foot on broke, so I had some real. And also, we are really busy with Halloween where I work. We sell costumes, so I actually also came home exhausted, and some days I just didn't do any work on my cosplay because I was too tired.
Oh, I've done that. I did that on this. I had like 3 weeks to work on it, and then I would come home and I wouldn't want to work on it, and so I just didn't do it. And then I didn't do it, and then it was week of, and I was like, oh, I haven't started. So then I had to do everything.
Yeah.
Deadline motivation.
Which, to be honest, does push us a bit more. Like, I ordered a part, and it said it was going to come while we were here, and it arrived on the Tuesday, so I did a late night sewing session because my original dress had full darts up to the top of my leg, and I was like, actually, it would look better if it was filled in. So it was the filling in part, because I actually finished the dress first, but then it wasn't finished to the way I wanted. I had to change it, and I'll probably go back and change it again because that's what we do. But the hand piece with the light, I originally was doing it with a poster thing, display thing. It had a sheet in it, so I just took the sheet out of it because I was struggling to find clear plastic big enough for what I wanted to do. And I'd actually tacked on with a glue gun, and then remembered that I had a clear piece of thermoplastic that I bought for something, and ended up putting that around it, and it came out really good. Because I didn't want to. I've done with clear perspex before, but the weight on the hand would have been too much. As it was, we sat down to have dinner afterwards, and I was like, actually, my arms hurt from going like this, because you don't feel it while you're doing it, right? You're holding up. Yeah. It's a holding.
Yeah. No, my
because your
shoulders. Not my
be...
shoulders, but my lats right over here. They actually hurt. Not hurt. They're just sore.
Yeah.
So I had to hold it in, and I have to like.
To get it to sit in the right position. Yeah, and so that's how. And also the light that I had was one I got years ago for doing a Liliana cosplay, and just didn't end up using it with it. I used a different kind of paint. So that was kind of what I built mine out of, and ultimately your one got first place, and we had a beautiful Bravo as well, and so she's local, which is great, because we're all not locals, and it's good to get the local scene on as well. They haven't had anything for a while, so it's understandable that it's kind of dropped back a bit. So it would have been nice to have more people here, but 4 is good. Especially so close to Worlds, when everyone's working towards Worlds at the moment. So I think there's going to be some brilliant work.
Chill appetizer.
Yeah.
I do just before we move on, I do want to say one more thing about your costume. Can you say something a little bit about the boulder? Just like, I feel like the
recognition.
I feel like the boulder does need recognition.
Okay, so in the art, there's a boulder. Okay, I don't have a boulder, and I was like, well, I'll just sit down on a chair, and then I was like, no, that's boring. And so I asked my boyfriend if he could, and he said, no, I am not a prop. And I said, understandable. And then my friend Kiki, I didn't ask them. They offered.
Yeah.
They offered. She's like, I'll be your boulder. I will be your boulder. And I said, okay, fine. So I got up there and I went, come here. And then they went down on all fours, and I sat on that because they were my boulder. And I really want a picture of that.
I think it was very funny too, because Kiki was saying that one of the judges was asking them to clear the way because of the cosplay.
Yeah, and
they
no, I'm
had
their
to say,
rock.
I'm part of it.
No, don't worry. I'm a part of it. I'm their rock.
and not metaphorically.
Not metaphorically. They thought it was metaphorically, and then it wasn't.
So yes, worlds. Are we? Well, I'm not personally going. You're not.
I'm not
personally
going,
going. But
I'm going.
You're going. Yes, yes. Hopefully with something that you were going to make very shortly, right?
Yeah, I haven't started on it yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back home for a week, and then I'm gonna leave again. So
Yeah.
Again, the joys of deadline pressure.
Woo!
But it's looking really exciting.
Yeah, I have all of the hard stuff done, like
Mm.
the hardware. I just have all the design stuff to do right now, because I haven't started any of that, because I had nothing, and my sewing machine broke, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're fully understanding.
yeah, so I have a lot of work to do when I get home, and I'm really tired about it. I'm already tired about it, so
Oh, no.
it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna be designing something myself, and the card that I'm doing, there's not a lot of reference work, and it's a personal thing. I'm thoroughly against like contacting the artist for things because
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I'm just like I'm not gonna. I know I did contact Federico about the 3D print, and because like I know Federico. That's the only difference. That I've asked him because I know him.
Yeah, you've met him.
And so I don't have any like problem with that, you know, because like it's not as if I'm like only contacting you because I want something from you.
Yeah.
She'd be like, hey, friend, here's this thing. But other than that, like I'm not gonna contact somebody I don't know just for their artist. Like it's just like, why are you asking me for this? You don't know me. We're not like. I don't know if someone.
I don't know, because when I contacted Federico, I didn't know him from anything, and he was very,
he's
very
so nice.
good,
He's
very
so
nice, and it's actually meant that we actually have started a friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
Through online, so
no, exactly.
And so it can be. I mean, it just depends on your approach. If you just ask them for something and then don't give them anything in return. So I was giving him constant. Yeah, this is where I'm up to. This is where I'm up to, and just including him in the process because I wouldn't have been able to make it as good as it was without him. So and every time someone says, and he helped me to do this. So I think it's just the way you preach it. But I mean, I did my Azalea without contacting the person. So
I also think it's like really cool to have it be a surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I met Federico is because I was doing. The way I met Federico is because I was doing a chain cosplay. My friend Ethan had mentioned it to him while I was still working on it, and Ethan was gonna hang out at my house afterwards, and Federico was like, "Can I come? I want to see it."
Yeah.
And so he had. It was in San Jose, so this is when I was and he saw it, and he's like, "Oh, this is really cool." I'm like, "Yeah, look at this, and this. I did it all based off of this and this artwork. Did I do it right?" And he's like, "Yeah, you did it right. What the hell?" But yeah, it's like I'm also really good at understanding references, because just like I understand how artists approach this and that and this and that. But with the one I'm doing this time, there's no references. There's very little detail on the costume because I can only see like a quarter of the costume, so I'm going to go off that quarter and then I'm going to make it myself, and I'm going to go off different references from different designers and different artworks of that, like different artworks from that artist and stuff like that. So it's I like to go and like look into someone's mind and see, well, how would they have done this, and so I'm going to do that, and I have a pretty good idea. So
it's very good. There's many ways to go about things. So, and it's there are some characters that would be great to cosplay, but we've only had like what they've said, right, or what the references to like this character and the storyline, and it'll be really cool to like do some of those ones, kind of, you know, because you can feel what they're like from the way that they're written in the story. But you don't have any visual representation, so that would be kind of cool. I mean, me and Iain were talking about that kind of thing of what things are on the bottom of cards and how the characters would be and how you would imagine them to be. would be quite an interesting way to cosplay as well, I think.
Yeah.
Just something out of the box. It's like, because we already have like gender swap and all that kind of stuff. But to try and bring the feel from just words would be quite interesting.
No, like one of my favorite things is to see something once and then make it my own. I don't like to be pigeonholed into a box, and so I like to do different things. I like to gender bend. I like to do out there things. I don't want to stick to just heroes sometimes. I want to do cards. Like it doesn't have to be cookie cutter. It doesn't have to be the same thing. It doesn't have to be one-to-one copy also. Sometimes a one-to-one copy is just boring, you know? And if you're going to be like so anal about, oh my God, is this right? Is this correct? You're never going to finish, or it's just going to look bad because sure, it might be right, but is the creative direction correct? And like, does it transfer well in real life? You know what I mean? I'm sure it looks really nice in the art, but does it transfer well in real life whenever, you know, we have practicality and gravity?
Trying to work out how to make a head float was really hard until it like floated off my head during the performance.
The one thing art doesn't have to deal with is physics.
Exactly.
Physics. Yeah. So looking towards Worlds, like there's been a lot of buzz like on Twitter and in our Discord. Like I'm looking forward to what S is doing. It's going to be quite cool. And we've got quite a few Europeans, and we've also got Rachel being a guest. So congratulations to her on that. It's going to be really cool. I'm guessing that means she may be, they haven't announced it, may be part of the judging team, I'm not sure. But
she would be.
Yeah. Being an invited guest, so that's exciting having one of us as a judge. You've done that yourself. How does it feel being on the judging side of things?
Chill. It's
a
chill.
lot of stress.
It's chill. I get to cosplay whatever I want, and I don't get to stress out about is this good enough. You know, I get to do something fun. I get to do something nice. I did when I was judging. I did leave no witnesses, and I don't know. I just in my mind, whenever I look for a cosplay, I'm just like, is this good enough? And you know, when you're judging, you're just like, I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna do something good, but I'm still gonna do something I want. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so. It's chill. It's nice.
Any advice for Rachel being in that position?
She does not need my advice. She does not need my advice.
I think she's well sorted.
Yeah.
She's very good in the Discord, as you are yourself, of when someone asks a question, being quite supportive. With helping people out and helping our community grow. I don't think that we see it as a Discord, but I don't think many of the outside world sees the help that you actually are helping with our upgrowing cosplayers, and I wanted to thank you, and hopefully one day I'll thank Rachel in person for the support that you give to the community as well.
Thank you.
So Will's of Esprit, and then the next thing that's happening is Queenstown, and like I'm excited for it. I'm all booked, and Iain, you're looking at going, right?
Yeah. I have flights booked actually for it, but it's refundable.
It's a refundable flight.
Because basically, it's coming down to I've been approached by some of my overseas friends who are thinking about coming, and if they're going to come, then absolutely. I'll be there. If they're not, the price of accommodation and stuff is a little tight.
It's a bit steeper than here.
Where in New Zealand?
I'm in Auckland. So
how much is Auckland to Queenstown?
So Auckland to Queenstown, the
flights
are cheap. It's the accommodation that's the killer.
Because it's a tourist.
It's literally the most expensive place to go to in New Zealand.
It's more expensive than staying here.
It was like. I was lucky.
I'm lucky though. I'm lucky. I have USD money, so everything's like
exactly.
I went to a concert and the tickets were like $400 AUD, and I'm like, wow, that's expensive. And then it transferred to USD and it's like 200. And I'm like, oh, let's go.
Yeah, because I was looking and like for a 4-day accommodation, it was getting close to $1,000.
Well,
yeah, for me, I've got 4 days accommodation for me, which is about 700, but it's with my mother has a timeshare, so it's slightly cheaper.
Yeah. Oh.
Trying to get a timeshare room, which would have been just points, but never mind. Not enough notice. I have to have a whole year's notice to get timeshare. God. Yeah.
But
For those spaces, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
terrator space.
Yeah.
Right.
But the event looks really cool.
Yeah.
And having talked to James, he's very excited.
Yeah, he was so excited. We
he's,
ran into him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ran into him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a real funny thing that like a lot of people for people who don't live in New Zealand, you know, meeting James, you'd have to go to a big event or something. I live in the same suburb as James, and we ran into him in the food court outside the supermarket. and this happens quite regularly for me.
So he's just doing gross. He's
No,
just like
just
getting
had-
No, we
groceries
were
or-
going emergency
No,
cosplay buying.
Were you at the
James-
mall?
Yeah,
Yeah,
James,
he was
the mall?
getting dinner at the mall.
James and his wife were like having lunch.
Okay, first of all, who gets dinner at the mall? Second of all, James goes to the mall. He wears the same thing like every day. That's funny.
It's just a real person.
He's a real person, and
That's
it
a real
was
person.
really nice. to
Admittedly,
meet.
again, also approaching James for me is a lot less
You've known him a
different
long
because I've
time.
known him for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Way before this game started. So.
Yeah, it was nice because I got to meet his wife, Cece, which I've never met her before, but she knew exactly who I was. She's like, oh, yes, you're the Azalea cosplayer. Nice to meet you. And she's
Yeah, no, Cece's
really lovely.
great.
It's the first time I've met her because I've only ever met James. So
Nice.
that was a side note.
Yeah, but again, Queenstown
Yeah.
sounds pretty cool, and the celebration sounds really cool. The 3 days before, and then of course world premiere and the calling and stuff is going to be pretty full on. So.
Yeah.
Now, with something like a world premiere, if you were, I'm not going to assume that you're going. You may be going, you may not be going. But for something like a world premiere, is something from the new set something you'd consider doing, or would you?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, cosplaying, right?
For cosplaying, like the idea of like because I know you've done it for the spoiler season before. They're getting a card or a reference super.
I have done cosplays 2 days in advance. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I don't know. The aesthetics of it, some of the aesthetics of it, I am akin to. But I don't know. It really just depends. I need something to call out to me. I need something to scream in my face. I need something to scream in my face, slap me, and spit in my eye. Like if I see something, I'm gonna do it.
You, right?
Yeah, it needs to call to me, which is like, listen, I can do things very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not good for my mental. It is not good for my mental. My hair is frayed, and that is from stress. Okay. But I could see myself doing something. I just also don't know if I'm going. Like,
I'm
undecided.
It's a hard sell.
I'm undecided. So.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Yeah, talking to a few of my European friends and people that it is a little bit more expensive for them to come down here, but it's the same reason why I can't go to Worlds.
Yeah. Well, it's like my schedule's so packed until December something. So actually, no, my schedule is completely packed until like January something. I have commissions.
You've got an event you're going to in the States as well.
So I'm actually running the cosplay contest for the Realm Rumble on December 1st, the weekend of December 1st, in Columbus, Ohio. Our pricing is actually very well scaled.
Yeah.
I can't think of the pricing off the top of my head, but it's very, very well scaled pricing. It's me and my friend.
Going to have good events.
No, it's gonna be a great event. It's gonna be it's gonna be Flesh and Blood, Magic, Pokemon, all of that good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, the pricing is amazing. And there's an invitational, but there's also open entries, and then there's last minute qualifications. So it's gonna be a great time if you're in America. I suggest going. It's going to be really fun.
And it gives us something else to look forward to because, I mean, not everyone is going to get the benefit of going to Worlds. And making a costume for events is quite fun.
Especially when it's a cosplay contest that is worth your time.
Yeah, and is the cosplay contest going to be all-inclusive for all the games that are played there? Is it going to allow Magic or other ones? Or Pokemon? It's just a question.
I'm advocating for it. Advocating for it. I don't want to say yes because I had just sent them it and they said yes. but we have not put that out there yet. So I'm going to.
I'll cut that if you want me to.
No, do not cut it. No, don't worry. I am advocating for it to just be an open entry cosplay contest where everybody can cosplay.
Yeah, because you've got a few different IPs. So
yes. So I mean, if it is a multiple game tournament, I don't see why it wouldn't be a multiple IP cosplay contest. Just give me your cosplays, please.
Yeah. And as my understanding, you've got why is the name not coming to me? You've got another person judging with you?
Yeah, Elaine.
Elaine, yeah.
Yes, Elaine is actually going to be
because that video was absolutely hilarious.
Thank you. Thank you. I directed it. Yeah, I directed it. So it was fun. I edited it and everything, and it was stuck in my head. The drive up was like an 8-hour drive from my house to Ohio, and I was just like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, we're gonna do this. And then I didn't write it down, so I would just tell the person that was filming, I was like, you're going to stand here, and I'm gonna do this. You're gonna stand here, and then Elaine's gonna do this. You're gonna stand here, and then you're gonna film this. And can you film B-roll of this? And can you do this? And yeah, it was really fun. So
it came out really good.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then we've got like Christmas, and then
and then I have commissions for other people, not in like the fab world and stuff, just other people that have asked me for costumes and stuff. So I said yes to that, and
because the commission piece you did for Tall Timmy looked really cool too.
Thank you. Just the hat, it was nice. It's cute.
Yeah. I also made a hat as a gift for somebody. Yeah, I made him with Rakamaka. Yeah. Pretty cool. Sent it to him for Christmas. Didn't tell him. Cute. I got Alan to give me her address.
That's cute.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fun to share the love, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. I enjoy making costumes, so I don't know. It's one of my favorite things to do in my free time. So, and not in my free time, and against my will, and whenever I'm having a hard time, or whenever I'm having a good time, or whenever I don't want to do it, I do it.
And because you do like performing as your work, right?
I do everything
as
my
season,
work,
or do you?
I do,
off season.
Off season. I'm actually I'm not on that this year actually, so I completely took a break from that. I'm just on an everything season right now.
Oh, nice. Because you're on seasons like the summers, your big time, right?
No, it's 10 months out of the year.
10 months out of the year.
It's full touring, yeah.
So only 2 months off. That's pretty full on.
Yeah. So it's a long time. It's a long thing. My dad is actually doing that right now. He's a touring manager. So he's actually managing and overseeing that entire tour. And I just saw him last week. He stayed with me for the week, and it was nice. But I'm home. I'm focusing on schooling and stuff like that. So nice.
Cool. So you're studying.
I'm studying. I'm studying as general studies, but I'm also going for touring management also. So I enjoy it. I enjoy traveling. So
Oh, well, I mean, you're here.
Yeah, I want to do. I don't want to really do. My father does like big and live entertainment touring, and I want to do conventions, and I really was gonna go for live entertainment touring management, but I really enjoy overseeing all of these conventions, and I enjoy how tournament organizers put everything together. I like seeing what decisions they make, and in my mind I'm like, I wouldn't have made that decision. but listen. I also
putting
really
yourself in the position where you can make the decisions that you
I just enjoy conventions in general, not like fab tournaments are also really nice, but I enjoy like the American conventions that we have, and like we have DreamHack in America, and I went one time, and I knew I wanted to work in this field, and so I completely overhauled everything that I was going to do. I wasn't going to go back into live entertainment. I was going to go into the convention overseeing type aspect of it, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy making connections.
And America has like a convention season, right?
No, it's conventions 24, 27, 24/7. It's every single weekend. It's everywhere. There's different.
For any person, right? So
for anything. I'm gonna go to Miko Expo like in January. I want to go to Miko Expo. It's a Hansen and Miku convention, okay? And it's like they go on 7-8 stops. It's great. Also, by the way, the people that put together these conventions, horrible at their job, by the way. Horrible at their job. They don't know how regulations work. They don't know how anything works. They just kind of like rent a room and then throw shit at the fan. There's no regulations. Where's the fire marshal, honestly?
Yeah.
Sometimes I go and I'm just like, where's the fire marshal?
I've seen
So shut this
photos
shit
of just
down.
people just walking and they're just going like this.
Yeah, they just don't understand
And they
anything.
can't
don't
see
understand how-
anything because there's so many people.
There's so
through
many
the
people,
door.
and then they just put like, I don't know. Their structuring is so weird.
I remember I went to San Diego Comic-Con and just people, there's just lines everywhere and people are just like, alright, I'm going to stand in this line and people like start standing in a line and they're there for 5 or 10 minutes and then they tap the person in front of them and they're like, what's this line for? And they just assume that, oh, it must be for something.
Yeah.
And they're just lines everywhere. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Comic-Con. People love it, so you
Yeah.
can't really change it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I prior to the pandemic and everything, I used to fairly annually go to Gen Con in Indianapolis, and that is a huge convention.
Yeah.
I went to Gen Con 50 and it was like some ridiculous amount of unique visitors over 4 days. It's,
But I do love high density conventions.
Yeah.
I also love high density festivals.
Sure.
So like one of my two main things that I've really wanted to go into is either we have a live entertainment company called C3 that oversees a lot of music festivals in America, and I really wanted to work with them.
Cool.
I do have a connection there, but it's either that or conventions like Gen Con or just things like that. I really, really enjoy either festivals where there are people that you never want to hang out with, or conventions for nerds. So it's like, it's just the two things.
Well covered then.
Maybe we'll do both. Maybe we'll merge them both together.
So you're coming down. So we'll kind of round out. So normal piece that we do in the Shapeshifters is that you'd like to see cosplayed.
That I'd like to see cosplayed.
Doesn't mean you have to do it.
But
I mean, you mentioned one.
I actually have. There are a couple that I think have gone around in my head that are really cool, but I just don't know how you pull them off. And again, much like what you're saying about the one that you're thinking about for Worlds, is that there's not a lot of reference.
Yeah.
Like one that I love is Pry, which is like just the guy with the head with like the like structure coming out of the back of his head.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And that's really cool, but like it's all just from shoulders up.
Yeah. It's the one that looks like the Drake album cover.
Yeah. So something like that, which would be kind of cool, but again, it's that weird thing of what do you do in a cosplay where so much of the art is just focused on like shoulders up.
Yeah.
You're like, what, do I just wear straight black unitard underneath?
Just a cloak.
Or something like that. So, but like some of those type of things would be kind of cool.
I'm trying to think of a cosplay that I know nobody is doing, because it's hard season. Yeah. Everyone's doing everything. I don't want to be like, oh, I want this, even though I know someone's doing that.
Yeah, because we see a lot on the Discord.
Exactly.
What people are trying.
I'm gonna say Shred. Yeah, I want.
What? That's literally one I've been thinking about doing. No. But again, I was like, I just don't understand how to do it. So,
yeah, I know how to do it, but no.
Well, maybe we'll have to chat when the camera goes off.
No, but like, I like gore. Like, bring me more theatrics. Stop being boring, please.
I also like the idea of that we haven't really seen a lot of is actually like some of the cards that have multiple people. So actually, like
a group cosplay would be nice.
Crossplay, because there's definitely some very cool cards that you can do.
No, like my Worlds. I don't know if it's gonna actually happen. I have so much work to do. I really want to make it like a 2-person kind of thing, so I'm gonna see if I can do that. I'm gonna bring a lot of theatrics to it.
Nice.
It's gonna be very. everything is going to be very tame. Like, there's not going to be a lot of armor on there. I mean, there's going to be one big thing, but there's not really a lot of armor. It's more sewing work and detail work and certain aspects of that, and like how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do that. But a lot of it is going to be based in theatrics, and I want everything. I want to get into character. I want to turn into the character. I want to give you a show. I want to give entertainment. I want blood splattering out on the stage. I'm going to put like a little tarp on the floor. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Make sure they don't get invited back to the venue.
No. I'm putting a tarp on the floor. Don't worry. I'm gonna ask to go last and be like, no, listen, you don't understand. Do you want to be invited back? Do you want your deposit back? Okay, you're gonna let me go last. Let me put the tarp on the floor. But yeah.
Yeah. For a cosplay that I think would be cool. Oh, now it's gone. I've had trouble this weekend. The time difference has kind of taken all my words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But the Diamamata headpiece.
Diamamata headpiece?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the pride. That's
The pride,
pride,
yeah. But there's another one. It's a mechanologist one. Very similar. It looks like whole lot of data.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like it's in the set, this current set.
Right. Yeah.
Is it
Microprocessor, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's the one. Yeah, I think that would also look quite cool.
Rachel's cosplay is actually Rachel's data doll. She like based a lot of it off of different data doll things. So she actually used microprocessor as an inspiration. She used most of it was BIOS update. Most of it was BIOS update. Than the original, and then microprocessor in the back. So a lot of it is just based off of one. So it's like one cosplay based off of 3 different cards, and it's really nice. It's really nice when cosplayers have different references, sure, but from different artists.
Yeah.
But
I do really like the microprocessor. So I think that's kind of a different concept, and you could put lighting and all that.
And it's great when it's with one character and it has different artists, because you can tell what prompts they were given.
Yeah.
And so you can take those prompts yourself and then basically use those prompts. Like, they're not telling you what prompts, but you can tell by the art that you know what prompts they were given. And so you're going to say, hey, now I understand. I'm going to make it my own. And I like making things your own. I don't like saying, oh, this is a 101 copy. Give me you shouldn't make it a 1-to-1 copy if it's not gonna look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as I think if anybody watches the Living Legend podcast, the most recent one with Sam Yang does touch on a little bit of what they do give as direction for artists. Not like too much information, but a little bit touching on. It is a very long one to watch though, because Sam likes to talk. So does Kellen. But so that does touch a little bit on the art direction, but not fully. But it gives a bit of an artist perspective, because I mean we're always looking at the art. It's really important to us as well as cosplayers. Yeah. Shall we? So everyone keep looking forward to these new events that are coming up. There is reference photos from the cosplay competition from Melbourne here in the blog on the FABtcg page.
Hold on, I have a gripe with that. My picture is blurry. My boobs look great, but my picture is blurry, and I can't save it, and I can't post it on my Instagram, and I can't show it to my ex-boyfriends. Like, what? There's no, like, what's happening? What's happening? What's the point of my ex-boyfriend still following me on Instagram when they can't see my boobs?
Okay, I managed to download it. I'll show you how I did it. I'll just send it to you.
No, the second one, not the first one. The second one.
Oh, yeah.
There's 2.
Yeah, I've got it on.
The other one's not blurry?
I don't know. Are they both blurry?
No, one of them's fine. The other one's blurry.
But they're both on the Discord. I put them onto the Discord, into the thing, because I downloaded and put them on. Because that's the first thing I do. I try to find the photos so I can put them up. Yeah. I want the group photo though, so please give me the group photo so we can have the group photo. Because that was fun to do.
I'm gonna go hound the photographer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Nico, we need
Give me the pictures! To be fair, probably the group one will probably go up in the recap. It tends to be what happens.
Yeah. So we could wait for the recap maybe. But yeah, so if you want to see more of the photos, they're there. And there is actually quite good ones from past events too. The Taipei one only has a photo of the winner in the group photo, which is perfectly fine. So those are the things that have happened recently after the last recording. I'm looking forward to watching Worlds and there's going to be some really cool stuff coming. They're going to have different things in between gameplay, so watch out for those little snippets and things. A lot of people in the community have been contacted to do things for that, so it's going to be quite cool.
Yeah.
And what are you kind of looking forward to, I guess? Hopefully getting through the thing and maybe getting it to Worlds. Or you're just looking forward to the break afterwards, right?
I'm looking forward to a nap. I mean, maybe I will go to New Zealand, but I'll just go to the hot springs. I don't know. So you will not be seeing me. I will be on vacation.
I was about to say, if you're gonna make it down, you can go to Hamner Springs.
Yeah,
Springs.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I will go.
Like natural geothermal hot pools.
One of the main things is like so there's this girl that is in like this dance group that I follow, and she's from New Zealand, and she constantly posts about these nice things that are in Queenstown, and I'm like, that sounds fun. Oh, that sounds fun. Oh, I want to go to that. And then I'm just like, I'm in America. Maybe I can go. Yeah.
That's what bucket lists are for, though. Just write them down and like.
I don't have a bucket list. I just do it.
But it's more so remembering that, like, if I happen to be here.
This is here. Just make a Pinterest page.
No, it's true. Like I know when I was 15, I'm like, I'm gonna go to Australia, and then I'm like, I forgot about that. And then my partner was just like, wanna go to Australia? And I'm like, I got nothing to do. Yeah, let's go. No, seriously, that's how it happened. He's like, do you want to go? And I'm like, let me get off work. And if they say yes, then sure. Nice. And then they're like, yeah, okay. I'm like, oh shit, I got that ticket. Yeah.
Well, what are you looking forward to coming up?
I'll be looking forward to watching Worlds from home at a terrible hour of the morning that it is. For me, I'm not even that interested competitively anymore, to be fair. I'm more like social play and stuff like that. So I will be following Az and Bill's adventures from Living Legends podcast and coming from Worlds and seeing all the cool side event stuff as well, posted from them. But yeah, also looking forward to Queenstown, seeing exactly what they've got in store for it. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about Heavy Hitters having more brute stuff, which is really my main excitement. So for Brute Nation to maybe finally get a weapon that's better than claws.
Yeah, please stop using claws. No, that's not a side off. That's definitely not me not wanting you to use claws.
We often joke though that the third best weapon for Brute is still actually just Bone Basher, which is pretty sad that's
well, I mean, the Hexagors look so freaking sick,
yeah,
but it's just so costly.
They all look cool.
They look cool, but are they playable?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thank you both for meeting me to do this, and it's been so lovely to meet you in person, Caralina.
Me too.
And now I don't have to do like as much editing time as there is recording time. As much as I love having you as a guest normally.
I got my Wi-Fi fixed. It works now.
Oh yay! Future is great.
Yeah, the future is looking so bright for me.
But yeah, so thank you both for spending some time. We're going to go off and do some side events today. I don't know. Are you doing side events?
Yeah. I'm on my way.
I'm going to do a fun Azalea pit fight deck and hopefully survive to the end. Because all I brought was Ranger, so that's what I'm doing. Normally I'd bring a Genus or a 15 deck, but it didn't fit in my box. So my bag was too heavy.
We'll be fine.
So yeah, thank you, and like, subscribe, and comment if you want anything particular that you want us to cover. Just comment in the comment section, and we'll try our best to cover different subjects. Thank you.
Smash that like button.
And Zed, down aisle. She's cosplaying contestant Manford from Black Lights.
My IP1 though.
Reshape the master thread the headpiece, brought lights and thermoplastics together to bring the feel of emanating light. Can I give a round of applause? Amazing. Alright, next up, we have Caralina. Caralina's co-playing Melbourne, Archangel of Rathe. She chose this costume because she has a deep love for fairies and all things fae. Amazing, thank you very much. Next we have Right Time Gaming. This is a different one. We have a parody cosplay. The card is Zipper Hit, the coffee parody of Zipper Hit. Come on down.
In your steam!
Thank you very much. The last one we have Samantha, cosplaying Young Bravo. The cosplayers are definitely judged on character and performance on the runways. That's very, very good. Alright, judges, do you have everything you need? Alright, thank you for attention, everyone. While the judges deliberate, we will wait and then we will do an announcement for the winner. Thank you very much.